Hey family, it's your girl Natural Chocolate, and I'm coming to you today to give you my opinion on the Good Hair Show with Chris Rock, Solange, and Oprah. And I'm going to start at the end and work my way backwards with Solange. So Solange did the big chop, and she was talking about being in bondage to her hair. Well, I mean, I definitely can understand she said she was spending upwards of $40,000 a year on her hair, feeling like she was in bondage. But if that's the case, who wants to return to bondage? Like, she was like, if I decide to go back and relax my hair or wear a weave in 6 months, a year, or 2 years, that's her prerogative. Now, and I agree with that. But then don't say it's bondage. Let's just say you switched up your style then, because from what I understand, if anybody's ever been bound by anything, they typically don't want to go back to that. So I think she was trying to make a statement. I don't know if people thought it would be a good look for her for the type of music that she does. So she's kind of got that underground feel, that she needs to be natural, not have all these weaves. I don't know. I'm not hating on the girl. I mean, welcome to the natural family. Do you? But don't call it bondage if you're already giving yourself a scapegoat to go back. And I'm not hating on anybody that goes natural and goes back, but just don't call it bondage. So anyway, that was that. I'm confused on if Oprah is still natural or relaxed. And based on her picture that she showed of her natural hair, it seems like she suffers from extreme heat damage, because although it was in its natural state and it was big and full, it looked semi-straight, semi-not fuzzy, whatever. I think that's all that flat iron it. Now, for her field, if she feels that she needs to do that, that's fine. And it's so funny because a lot of people think that, oh, if you're in certain fields, I mean, you just have absolutely no choice. You always have a choice. I mean, you always have a choice. You just have to be willing to take the good and the bad that comes with every single choice. But you always have a choice. She could wear a fro on her show if she wanted to. She could. Would it affect things? We don't know. Would people be uncomfortable? Maybe, maybe not. So, and then on to the documentary. I mean, with Chris Rock, I know she asked Chris Rock at the end, is he suggesting that we all should wear our hair natural? Well, he's not going to say that, because I don't believe his wife is natural. Actually, I think she wears a lot of weave, but she may be natural under the weave, or whatever the case may be. I personally think, and they briefly touched upon this, is really not an issue of wearing your hair relaxed or natural. It's on why do you feel the need to go and get a relaxer. That's the whole point, because people were talking about their scalp being burnt, their hair thinning, and nobody said, well, if it's doing all that to your hair, why don't you just stop? He touched upon her. I think they touched upon a really good point when they were talking about a lot of Caucasian women not having their natural hair color. And when he was talking to the girl about she was talking about she wanted to stand out and she didn't want to look plain and all this kind of stuff or whatever. And he was like, but how do you stand out if all the other Caucasian women are blonde? And she couldn't answer. And she finally was like, I just want to feel pretty. Which means she didn't feel pretty in her natural hair color. And it's so funny because if you saw the picture of her, I think the picture of her in her natural hair color is more becoming of her than it was as a blonde. And so, they went to the salons and they were talking to the women about, do the drape smash the carpet, if you know what I mean. And they were like, I don't know. I haven't seen my regular hair color in so long. And so going natural, I never really considered the whole addiction that they have to changing their hair color. But if I think about it, most Caucasian women that I've interacted with do not have their natural hair color. Just like most African American women do not have our natural hair texture. So some of us don't have our natural hair texture or our natural hair color, but hey, do your thing. So, it's going to be interesting to see the documentary. I'm going to see it. I'm pretty sure there's going to be a ton of videos of people giving their opinion. You know, the thing about it is, a lot of people are just not exposed. You know, and I really even hated the fact that Oprah and Solange both were like, natural hair is too much to deal with. I mean, they just said it briefly, but like, I can't deal with that every day. What's funny is you're not even dealing with it. Y'all got on-staff hairdressers. So, you know, I deal with my natural hair every day, and some days it's cute, some days it's not. You know, today is a little in between. I mean, I like the twist up, but this is still a result of that roller set I tried to do. So, all in all, I think it was a pretty good show. I think it was way better than Tyra's show. Not hating on Tyra at all, but I just think it just went a little bit more home because they stretched it out to show that we're not the only people that have issues with our hair, although people try to make us feel like we do. I mean, the fact that all of those women in the audience talked about that they had to tip 5 or 6 people, whoever touched their head. They haven't seen their natural hair color since they were whatever. And the girl that they were talking to was like, her hair was thin and she's got extensions and the color just makes it thinner, so she has to get more extensions. And nobody is ever saying to her, well, why don't you just not get any more extensions? Why don't you not color your hair and let your hair recuperate? And who knows what you would look like. I personally think, this is my opinion, and this is not me saying that everybody needs to be natural, but I do not think that God made a mistake with your hair texture, your hair color, your skin color, your eye color, all of that, okay? I just think those things happen to look better on you because that's what you were made with, so that works for you. You know, my little cousin is 13 years old and she wants colored contacts. I'm not hating on colored contacts, but she wants her eyes to be hazel. But she has a pretty shade of brown eyes. They look really good on her because they're her natural eye color. So anyway, that's my little rant and rave on that. We'll see the movie. I definitely think that it's going to be interesting to see if any women decide to go natural and if they even talk about that as an option, because one of the things that I think is missing from these talk shows, and we'll see if it's missing from the documentary, is the natural's perspective. You know, somebody that's been natural for a couple of years and not just somebody that's locked, because I was under the impression that if I didn't wear afro, I wore locks, and that's just what it was, that there was no in-between because I had never been exposed to it. And I think this would be a great opportunity to expose people to the world of natural hair and all the things that come with it. But as they said, hair weaving and whatever the case may be is a multi-billion-dollar industry. So, of course, Chris Rock nor Oprah or Solange is going to come out and say, you know what, do not get a relaxer. I do agree with Chris Rock that the kitty perms need to come off the shelves. Do I think that's realistic? No. I don't. I hope that they would take that into consideration. But people are perming their kids younger and younger and younger. So, side note, Disney is coming out with the first black princess. And they have teamed up with Carol's daughter to come out with a line of products for the little princess. So I saw it on Afro Bela's blog. You should really check her out. I'm just getting into the blogging scene. Scandalous Beauty has definitely put me on to the blog world, but check it out. I'm almost out of time, but let me know your thoughts, and I would love for you guys to post a video response below. I actually recorded the Oprah show, so if I can get the copyright together, maybe I'll put a couple of segments in there. But anyway, guys, I'm going to go, and I'll see you later. Peace out.